infectious disease expert about lifting pandemic restrictions too soon was unacceptable. He accused Dr. Anthony Fauci of wanting to play all sides of the equation in his testimony to lawmakers on Tuesday. The president said he was especially dissatisfied with Dr. Fauci's caution around the reopening of schools too quickly. COVID-19 has infected nearly 1.4 million people in the U.S. and killed 84,000 while ravaging the economy. Speaking on Wednesday at the White House, Mr. Trump took issues with Dr. Fauci's comment to a Senate hearing a day earlier about the risk to children of reopening and his assessment that a vaccine was unlikely before classes could begin this autumn. The Republican president is keen to get Americans back to work as he praised governors who are moving to do so while criticizing others for not acting aggressively enough. The country is split over Mr. Trump's focus on protecting livelihood. Critics accuse him of gambling with lives to serve his own political interests ahead of November's re-election bid. The president's latest comment comes amid reports of some young children being severely affected by an inflammatory syndrome that could be linked to the virus. And now more updates from the United Kingdom. Coronavirus antibody test, a positive development. A test to find out whether people have ever been infected with coronavirus has been approved by the health officials in England. Public Health England said the antibody test developed by Swiss pharmaceutical company Roche is very positive development. The blood test looks for antibodies to see if a person has already had the virus and might now be some immunity. Until now, officials have said such tests are not reliable enough, but sources say this is the first of one to offer serious potential. Experts at the governor's portioned down facility evacuated the test last week, Public Health England said, and found to be highly specific. Professor John Newton, National Coordinator of the UK Coronavirus Testing Programme, said it is a very important development because such a highly specific antibody test is a very reliable marker of past infection. Roche is understood to be in talks with the Department of Health and Social Care about possible use of the NHS in England, though other testing products are also being assessed. Health officials in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland make their own decision but are likely to follow suit if England does adopt it. The device already has approval from the medical regulator in the European Union and the United States, but it's not yet clear what amount of immunity from coronavirus patients might gain from having previously been infected. The swab test currently being carried out in the UK determine whether someone has the virus at the time. From the original 10.59 trillion naira to 10.52 trillion naira. The budget deficit is in excess of 5.3 trillion naira. The approval was made in Abuja by the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House. The new figures were captured in the revised 2020 medium-term expenditure framework submitted to the Council by the Minister of Finance and Budget National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed. Parameters adjusted in the budget include the crude oil benchmark, now further cut to $25 from $30. Recall that the original benchmark was $57, but the government, in the wake of the COVID-19, had opted for $30 as crude oil price crashed. But the FEC took other $5 out of the benchmark on Wednesday in the latest cut to settle at $25. Ahmed, who spoke with the State House correspondents after the meeting, said daily crude oil production was now 1.94 million barrels per day, while the naira and dollar exchange rate was put at 360 naira per dollar. She stated that the revised budget is now in total sum of 10.52 trillion naira, a difference of just about 71.5 million naira when compared to the approved budget. And still on business news, the Federal Executive Council approved 47.2 billion naira to boost electricity supply. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved 47.2 billion naira to boost power supply in the country. It will supply additional 40 megawatts of power to the national grid, according to the Minister of Power, Mr. Salim Maman. He told the State House correspondent after the FEC meeting, which was held via video conferencing, that the 40 megawatts would be moved from the Kashimbila Dam in Taraba State. He listed states in the northeast and Benue State as the beneficiaries of the 40 megawatts when evacuated. Maman added that the country could lose up to 120 gigawatts of power, or $9 million in a year, if the energy was not evacuated from the dam. The FEC also approved a separate 683 million naira for the Nigerian Port Authority. The money is for the procurement of 19 operational vehicles. The Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, who spoke on the approval, explained that it was the first time the NPA would buy vehicles in the last 4 years. He said the council kindly approved the sum of 683.6 million naira for the purchase of 19 vehicles for the NPA. Meanwhile, the Minister of Information and Culture, Mr. Lai Mohammed, said the reason the FEC was held via teleconferencing was the raging COVID-19. However, he told reporters that the virtual option was picked to enable governance to continue to run. Mohammed added that the e-option was also efficient, as only ministers who had the memos to present were required to be physically present. We're going to break right now, and when we come back, we get news from the world of sports. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk. Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
Stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
destiny-empowering
and spirit-uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
Together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus, releasing destinies.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. And Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Welcome back on Sports News. FIFA postpones Women's Under-20 World Cup to 2021. FIFA also unveiled new dates for this year's Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica and Panama. It will now be played from January 20 to February 6, 2021. The 2020 FIFA Futsal World Cup in Lithuania has been pushed back to September 12 next year. Meanwhile, the 70th FIFA Congress, which was due to be held in Addis Ababa, will be run as an online event on September 18. The coronavirus has brought international sports to a standstill, but some football leagues are restarting. South Korean's K-League came back to life last Friday, and German Bundesliga is to restart this weekend in empty stadiums. Now, in another sports news, Mexican champions Monterrey target Mikel. Former Super Eagles captain Mikel Obi is on the radar to top Mexican clubs, including league champions Monterrey. According to reports, the midfielder is being closely followed by a team from the country's capital and could be considered as a major signing for the club. The club could make a move for the Nigerian before the resumption of the Mexican league after the COVID-19 pandemic. Mikel is currently a free agent after terminating his contract with the Turkish club Trabzonspor in March 2020 after he called for the Turkish league to be cancelled in the wake of the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. The former Chelsea and Middlesbrough defensive midfielder has also been on the radar of Brazilian clubs Botafogo and Internacional. The Nigerian had in April confirmed interest for Brazilian side Botafogo, but was only going to give consent if the decision was right for his family. Mikel was a key figure for Trabzonspor during his time in Turkey, playing 19 times and helping them to the top of the league table before parting ways with them. Mikel has played a total of 455 games at club level in Norway, England, China and Turkey, scoring 11 goals with 18 assists. And that's what we have for you today on Celebration Television News Desk. If you just joined us, here is a recap of the news making the headlines. Lagos State government releases 98-year-old coronavirus patient and 25 others. Cameroonians defy virus, Douala residents flout measures. Coronavirus antibody test, a positive development. Nigerian federal government adjusts 2020 budget to 10.52 trillion naira and adopts $25 oil benchmark. And Mexican champions Monterrey target Mikel. And now onto our photo of the day. It says, life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. As you move in life, as you live every day, life will never give you just what you want, but it will give you what you demand. So every time you face difficult moments in life, just know that it's not to kill you or not to break you down, but it's to make you stronger. You can tell us what you think of our photo of the day on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, we are at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it's www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. And don't forget, the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold, as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks for watching the news today on Celebration Television News Desk. I am Belly Squatter. Have a good day.
trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior doctor responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State governor